Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS. We are on to Wednesday night, just one NBA game. We got Pacers-Knicks game 2. Obviously, the Knicks took game 1, came back from down in the fourth quarter. Didn't cover, though. I had Knicks -6, so I actually lost that bet. T-Wolves' money line made up for it later that night. But yeah, we're moving on to game 2. Pacers-Knicks, Madison Square Garden. Let's go.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
All right, so like I said, we're in MSG for game 2 here. The Knicks are laying 5 points at home, so the line has moved towards Indiana a little bit, but it closed at 5.5 the other night. So we're looking at a very similar line here. Total sitting at 221.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 6-point Knicks win. Final score 112-106 New York. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with Indiana. And we got Tyrese Halliburton on the report again. He's listed as questionable. He was listed as questionable in game 1, and obviously he played in that game. But he is listed as questionable again. On the New York side, he's actually not even listed in this graphic, but Mitchell Robinson has been ruled out for this game. So he's been coming off the bench and playing pretty well. He was pretty big in the Philly series. So no Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks in this one. All right, so let's take a look at game 2. And obviously we have to start by taking a look at game 1. Final score is 121-117, but the Knicks were down 5 points in the fourth quarter with just 4 minutes remaining. A couple questionable calls or non-calls from the officials in the closing minutes in that one. Tough to argue if you're a Knicks fan. I mean, the moving screen, not typically a call you see in the final minutes of a game. I completely get why people are upset about that. And the kickball one, that's kind of just bad luck. That shit just happens sometimes. It's a non-reviewable play. The moving screen, I could understand you being upset about. But hey, Knicks got the win. Let's take a deeper look at what happened in that game. Both teams shot very well from the floor. 52.3% for the Pacers, 53.7% for the Knicks. Knicks shot very well from outside, 38%, 47%. So Knicks shot better than the Pacers from outside, even though the Pacers did shoot pretty well from 3 themselves. Knicks won the rebounding battle slightly, and to me, that was the biggest story in game 1. At halftime, the Pacers were out-rebounding the Knicks, which is very strange because the Knicks are the best rebounding team in the NBA this year. They have been for pretty much this whole season. So the fact that the rebounding battle was only 40-32, that's a win for the Pacers. I expect the discrepancy in that department to be bigger in favor of the Knicks in game 2. And then the turnovers, which were huge for the Knicks. The Pacers turned the ball over 4 times in the final 4 minutes, which we'll talk about in just a second. So about midway through the fourth quarter, the turnover battle was 13-3. The Pacers only turned the ball over 3 times, and the Knicks had 13. So that was a huge part of why the Pacers were winning most of the game is turnovers. The Knicks couldn't stop coughing the ball up, and they could not create a turnover on defense. And Indiana just kept getting wide open looks. Look, there's no question the Pacers outplayed the Knicks in game 1. Look at the wide open field goals here. 10 of 24 for the Pacers. The Pacers had 24 wide open looks, according to NBA advanced stats. Now, a wide open look is 6 feet or more in space. So 24 wide open field goal attempts for the Pacers, just 14 for the Knicks, but the Knicks were hitting theirs. The Pacers weren't. Pacers were just 6 of 16 shooting wide open 3-point shots. Knicks were 6 of 10. So, I mean, no question, the Pacers outplayed the Knicks here. They got more open shots. They won the turnover battle. They kept the rebounding discrepancy close, which had to be a goal of theirs. Pacers outplayed the Knicks in game 1 and lost. And I know you may be looking at some of these numbers and be like, hey, Kyle, Pacers showed us that they could play with the Knicks, maybe even showed us that they're a better team than the Knicks. How do you not take the points in game 2? Well, simple. I trust Tom Thibodeau to make adjustments, and I doubt the Pacers are the better team again in game 2. That was an excellent game for the Pacers, and that wasn't that great of a game for the Knicks. Yeah, their shooting percentage was pretty good, but they should bully the Pacers in the rebounding battle, and they really didn't. In fact, like I said, they lost the rebounding battle in the first half. I expect the rebounding discrepancy to grow. I expect the turnovers to come down for the Knicks and to go up for the Pacers. I expect Thibodeau to make some defensive adjustments to give the Pacers less open looks. I expect a lot of regression in a positive way for the Knicks in game 2. There's a lot of things they could have done better, and I think they will do it better in game 2. So I did lay the points. But something I want to point at, the Knicks in the final 4 minutes of the game, 5 of 5 from the floor, 17 points, 4 steals. So it kind of goes back to how I feel about this series. And I was actually texting Jay Briggs about this right before game 1. We were talking about something else, and he asked me what I thought about the Knicks series against the Pacers. And you can read the text right here. I said basically exactly this. Like, I'm not really crazy about laying the points, but in the closing minutes of these games, I like Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Hartenstein, DiVincenzo. I like these guys to make plays in the final minutes of the game over basically anyone on the Pacers roster, as I think what I said. And that's exactly what we saw. The Knicks were down 5 with 4 minutes to go and won the game. So even if the Pacers are able to put out a great effort again and keep it close, I still trust the Knicks in the final few minutes. So if you're taking the points, I don't hate it, but I really think the Knicks win game 2. So I laid it. Knicks -5 for me. I'm on New York. Call me a homer, whatever. But I bet the Sixers through most of the first round series. So I hope by now you realize that I'm not scared to fade the Knicks. I just truly like this matchup for New York. So Knicks up. Knicks -5. If you want my top bets for NBA or MLB or the top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to KyleKirms.com. They're posted right on the website. Live show. We got a morning show at 11:30 a.m. We'll go through the day MLB games, me, Prop Beaver, and Kamish. And then we're going to go live again at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do NHL, NBA, and then the night MLB games. So if you're able to make it to those 2 live shows, we'd love to see you in the comments. Yeah, let's have ourselves a great Wednesday. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, I had a nice Tuesday night. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.